And we are going to start on page 7 today in your grammar books. So go ahead and turn to page 7.
I'll be right back because I have to go get my book.
Okay, no problem. We'll wait for you. And you'll need a pencil too. So page 7 and a pencil. You have your book with you, Julio? Good. Okay, go to page 7. It's going to be a nice, quick lesson. There's not much on this page, so that's the good thing. Page 7 and a pencil. Last week, we talked about nouns. And those, you remember what a noun is, Julio? Tell us what a noun, what kind of words are nouns? Remember? You want to tell us?
A person, place, or thing.
Good. A person, place, or thing. Those are pretty easy to find. We're still going to look for those, but we're going to add something now to that list. And it's called article adjective. Article adjective. You've probably heard the word adjective before, but this is a little bit different. And then from here on out, it's going to be referred to as article. But it says the article adjectives are a, and, the. That's it. Those 3 words. That's it. A, and, the. Not and. Make sure you don't confuse that. It's just an. Okay. A noun follows an article adjective. Sometimes adjectives describing words come between the article and its noun. As in, look at this example right here. It says a kind dwarf. By the way, this story in this book called The Nose Tree or A Nose Tree or Nose Tree, I think it's just called. But anyway, there are dwarfs in this story. And I know I've heard about dwarfs in Snow White, the Disney movie. So they're just little people, right? And so that's what they are, a kind dwarf. So a is an article. Kind is the adjective describing the dwarf. The dwarf is the noun. Okay, so we've got 3 things in a row right here because the dwarf is a person, and that's a noun. Kind is telling about the dwarf, and that's an adjective. And then we have a, which is an article. So we have article, adjective, noun. Boom, boom, boom. Now look at this sentence here. By the way, notice it has AR on top of some words here. It says to write AR above each article. And that's what we're going to do in this book. The sentence says, the tired soldier built a fire near an oak tree. So we see 3 different articles here. We see the, and then they wrote AR on top of it. You're going to do that on the pages that are coming up. A is an article, so they put AR for article. And an is an article, and they put AR on top of that. So what we're doing is labeling those words. Do you have any questions about this page? If not, you can shake your head no. Okay. Page 8 is blank, so we don't have to go to page 8. We can skip that one. And then we're going to go to page 9. So turn to page 9, and you're going to see our sentence here. Does anybody want to volunteer to read the sentence today? Ashlyn, thank you. Go for it.
They decided to take turns guarding the camp.
Nice. Good job. And guarding is dark. It's in bold. So that's our vocabulary word. Julio, do you know what guarding means? Do you know how to explain that? What is guarding?
Like protecting something?
Yes, very good. I like that. And they're keeping the camp safe, right? I always think of, I have guardian dogs on our property. They're for livestock. I don't know if you guys have any livestock guardian dogs. They're the big white dogs. And we have guardian dogs because we have predators up here. I know you guys, well, I know Ashlyn knows about predators because we're in the mountains. So we have bobcats and mountain lions and coyotes, things that want to eat our chickens and goats and the stuff that we want to, that feed us. So the guardian dogs keep those animals safe. They scare off any predators. So you're right. Guarding is to keep something safe, to protect something. All right, here we have market, and notice we have a new thing on our list now. It says article. So right next to that, I want you to write in a, comma, an, comma, the. Just write it in right there for yourself as a little note to remind you what the articles are. And notice while you're writing that, next to the word article, you have in parentheses there, AR. That's to remind you, that's how you label these words. So now we're going to look for, there's only one in here. Do you see one of the articles in our sentence? Okay, Julio, what word is it?
The.
Good. And it's right here by camp. So right on top of the, I want you to put AR. It's really easy. It's kind of fun. It's like a little scavenger hunt. You're looking for words. It's kind of like a game. But you're right. The is an article and there's only one, it says. So that's it. We're going to put a check mark by that because we finished that. And then it says there are two nouns. One of the nouns in this sentence is a little tricky. But Ashlyn, do you see a noun in our sentence?
Camp.
Camp is a noun. And do you think you know what the other noun is? It's tricky. I can help you find it. No, yeah, I know it's tricky. Do you see it, Julio? This one's a little tricky to find. What do you think, Julio?
They? I don't know.
No, that's a good guess because that would be a pronoun. But the word is turns. And you might be thinking, wait a second, Mrs. C, that's not a noun, that's a verb because turns is an action, right? It sounds like an action. But if you look before it, it says to take turns. So take is your verb, right? And this is what they're taking turns. So that turns that into a noun, actually. To take turns. So in this sentence, the word turns is actually a noun. All right, it's a thing, even though it doesn't sound like it by itself. Now we have a capital we need to fix. Ashlyn, do you see where the capital letter should be?
They.
Good, so the T and they, very good. We'll just do 3 little lines like that, showing that it should be capital. And then what goes at the end, Julio?
A period.
Nice, very good. A period. And you can check that off and now we're done. It's pretty easy. It's going to get harder as we go, but this is pretty good. So now I'm just going to give you a minute today to rewrite it down below. When you rewrite it, you want to make sure to include that capital letter because we fixed that. And then go ahead and rewrite it down here. And don't forget your period. And when you're done, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Got it, Julio? Thumbs up? Okay. Ashley, are you finished yet? Okay, we'll wait for you. It's okay. After today, though, I'll probably have you do this part at home after class, but I do want you to practice for today, copying that sentence there. Julio?
This is actually fun.
Oh, good. Yay. I love to hear that. I think so too. It's kind of like a puzzle. I don't know, finding stuff, and I'm glad you're having fun. I think you'll have fun with the next thing we're going to do too, because it's new, it's different. So remember when I said at the very beginning, I said, if you don't like writing and you really don't like it at all, you hate writing, I think I can get you to start liking it because we do some fun stuff in here. Got it? Okay. So we're done with today's lesson, but your homework will be the next 3 pages, which is page 10, 11, and 12. Julio's like, yes, I bet your mom's loving that. Who gets excited about grammar? I mean, you know. And then, so you'll turn that in Google Classroom. You can close up your grammar book for now, because we're done for today on that. And then get your binder out. In the very front pocket of your binder, you should have all your papers for the dog and the shadow. You should have your keyword outline here. It's not done yet. We did part of it. Good. And then all the papers that go with it, with the story and everything. So get all of those papers out of your front pocket and put it on your table in front of you. And we're just going to kind of refresh our memory on what this story was about, because we're going to finish it today. It was called The Dog and the Shadow. And by the way, I do want you to get the story out and put it right next to your outline. And my camera doesn't show both. So just make sure you have this story, The Dog and the Shadow, right next to your outline on your table. Okay. And looking at your story, the original story, this was, remember, it was about this dog. He found a bone. He was going home and he went across a bridge and he saw himself in the water. Remember that word reflection? We talked about that. Yeah. And then he thought that it was another dog because dogs aren't as smart as humans. We would know we're looking into water, but they're not quite that smart. They're pretty smart, but not as smart as humans. So he's thinking it's another dog and he wants that bone. And in the meantime, he drops his bone and it's gone forever. So the lesson, remember, we learned to not be greedy. If you have something and you see somebody else with the same thing, you can be happy for them, but not want to try to get theirs too. That's greedy. You don't need both, right? And so that was the lesson we learned. Okay, so this is where we left off on our outline here. We looked for those keywords. By the way, I forgot to mention, yours has stuff underlined and circled in here that we did last week. Mine's not there because I erased it. This is my teacher page, so I got to keep it clean. But yours should have underlines and circles. Yep, I see you nodding. Good. So we are on the 4th sentence. We're going to finish this outline, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it. But the 4th sentence starts with the word thinking. So find that word thinking and put your finger on it. It's right in the very middle of the paragraph. Put your finger there. And we're going to continue with that sentence. So I'm going to read it and you follow along on your page. It says, thinking it was another dog with another bone, he wanted to have that also. Okay. Now we're going to talk about those key words. Remember how we talked about how important a key is, especially if you're trying to get into the house and the door's locked? It's really super important to have your key. Otherwise, you're going to have to figure another way inside. So those key words in writing are the main words, the most important words of the sentence. So I'm not looking at words like the or of or and. Those are not keywords. I'm looking for the words that are going to help us remember the sentence. So what we're going to do again is underline those words first. So I'm looking at the first word, thinking, and I'm I'm thinking that thinking is a good key word. So let's underline thinking. Go ahead and underline that. I'm not going to worry about it and was. Those are not keywords, but I do see the word another and dog. Go ahead and underline those. Another and dog, those are important. With, I'm not going to worry about, but I do see another word, another. Is that what you're looking at, Julio? Okay, do you have a question? Go ahead and ask or say something.
Maybe wanted.
Yes, I'm going to keep going though, because I think another and then bone for sure is a key word. That's like the main part of the story with the dog. But I agree, Julio, wanted. That is a key word. And I'm thinking the rest of it's not super important. So how many words did we just underline? Show me on your fingers in the camera. How many did we underline just now? Yes, Julio. Yes, you got it. Both of you got it. 6. Do you remember how many we can put in our outline? How many are we allowed to put? Yes, good, Ashlyn. Only 3. Hold up 3. There you go, Julio. So we have too many now again. We have six keywords underlined, but we only can put 3. We're only allowed 3. Sometimes we can draw a picture or a symbol or something like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I know he's already thinking because he's looking into the water. I think I'm going to leave that one off because I can only pick 3. So I'm not going to be able to put all 6 of these. And then I do think that word another is important because he's thinking it's another dog. We know the truth. The truth is it's him he sees, but he doesn't know that. He's thinking he's looking at a different dog. Okay. And I have an idea for the word dog. On top of the word dog, I want you to put a capital D and then circle it like that. A capital D right on top of that word dog and circle it because we can use that as a symbol. When we see that D with a circle, we're going to remember, oh yeah, that's dog. And then we don't have to count it. It's something free we can put on our list and we don't have to count it as a word. So far we have another circled, D for dog, and then we need to circle bone. That's super important. And the word wanted. So I agree with you, Julio. Wanted is also super important. So we've got 3 words. We've got another, bone, wanted, and then we added a symbol D to help us remember we're talking about the dog. Okay, so now on your outline, I'm just going to move mine down. Yours is side by side there. You're going to copy this down. So for number 4, let's start with another, comma, and then a D with a circle around it. I'm going to let you guys have time to do this. Another D. And then we've got bone and wanted. And I'll let you write that down. Give me a thumbs up when you got that. Good. So another, good, I saw that. Another D, bone, wanted. That's going to help us remember that sentence. Now we're going to go on to the next sentence. So this time I'm going to have Julio read the sentence that starts with so, and then help us go through and find some keywords in there. So go ahead and read the sentence first.
So he growled and snapped at the other dog in the water. But as he opened his mouth, the bone fell out.
Good. There's a lot of words in there. What do you think? And it's okay if you underline more than 3, but what are all the key words?
Growled and snapped.
Yep, I agree with that.
Maybe other dog.
Yes, I agree with that.
Uh, Bone also.
Bone again, yep.
And that's it, maybe?
Okay, I think that's a good start. I think there's a few more. Okay, Ashlyn, do you see others? I see some others too.
Fell and out.
Fell, maybe not out. I think fell for sure. Yeah. But I'm also thinking about these water and opened. I know that's too many. That's way too many. We've got growled, snapped, other, dog, water, opened, bone, fell. How many is that? Count them and hold up on your fingers. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, we got 8. We only need 3. So I have an idea though. What if for the word growled, we did like a sound word? It's like this. On top of it, if we just put GRRR, grrr, that's what that stands for. We could do that as a symbol, and then we don't have to count that word because I think we need to have it in there, but we don't want to waste it on a word. Let's put a symbol GRRR, grrr. It kind of sounds like a growl. And snapped, you know what snapped means for a dog? It's like when they click their teeth together. Have you heard them do that? Yeah. They click their teeth if they're trying to grab something like a ball, or maybe they're going after a mouse or something and they're just click. That's snapped. So when he's snapping, he's trying to get that bone from the other dog, right? He's like trying to grab it. But in the meantime, he's opening his mouth, right? And we know what happens if he's looking down into the water and he opens his mouth. We already know what happens. The bone fell out, right? Because he's trying to get the other bone. And dogs, can't carry more than one thing at a time. You've probably seen that before. If they have something in their mouth and they want something else, they're going to have to drop it and then pick up the other thing. They can't put both in the same time most of the time. So we got grr and we got snapped. I know we have other dog underlined, but we already know about that dog. We already know it's there because we were just talking about that. We know he's looking in the water because we've already talked about the water. So I'm looking now ahead at this word opened. I think that's super important. I see you guys nodding. So let's circle opened. We already know he has a bone in his mouth, but the fact that it fell, that's super important. That's a super key, right? We got to pick the best of the keywords. So now we have grr for growled. We don't have to count that. And we have snapped, opened, fell. I think that'll help us remember. So on your outline, go ahead and write those words down. We're going to start with grr. It's going to look like this for number 5. GRRR. Grr. Grr. You guys probably have a good growl sound. And then, so we don't have to count that. That's free. That's just to help us remember that he growled. And then the word snapped. And then the word opened. And then the word fell. Once I show you what we're going to do with this keyword outline, this is going to make so much sense because we're going to try to remember what these sentences are about. Okay, good. Thank you for that. So once we get into this, you're going to get faster and faster, and it's going to get easier and easier. Julio, I just love that you're having fun. You're just making my day right now. That's good. I love it. Okay, number 6, we're on the last sentence. So Ashlyn, go ahead and read the last sentence and then help us find the keywords there.
It dropped into the stream and was gone forever.
Good. Okay, what do you think? What are some things we should start underlining?
Maybe dropped.
I agree. Dropped for sure.
The stream.
I think so too. Stream.
And forever are gone.
I think both gone and forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. just to start, we're looking at all the keywords. Now we got to pick 3. We only have 4 underlined, so it's going to be a little easier. So what do you think, Ashlyn? Because there's 4 things we underlined. What are the 3 best ones, do you think?
Dropped
Yep.
forever.
Yep. And
And
what else?
stream.
Well, I'm thinking about stream, but we've been talking about the water, so I think we can remember that part. But I'm looking at that word gone. I'm thinking let's circle gone. So we have dropped, gone, forever. I think that's going to help us. We already know about the water. So let's do that. Dropped. Good job, Ashlyn. Dropped, gone, and forever. We're putting commas between. Dropped, gone, forever. Awesome. Okay, good. Now, here's the fun part. This is when we're going to use this outline. So I want you to hide your original story, the dog in the shadow. You can either turn it upside down or you can put it underneath your other paper. So somewhere where you can't see it. Okay, so you got to put it away somewhere. So all you can see is your keyword outline. And now this is how we're going to do this. We're going to try to retell the story by only using our keyword outline. And I'm going to show you how first. Okay, so I'm just going to, you don't have to cover up your other ones unless you want to, you can. But I just want to show you on the screen on the computer. I'm only going to look at number 1 first. Okay, so number 1 is the first sentence of the story. And I only have found and bone and home. So I got to think for a second. And by the way, what we're going to exercise now is our brains. And it's just like anything we do in life. The more we do it, the more we exercise it, the better it gets, the smarter we get, and the easier things get. Anytime you practice stuff. So we're going to practice thinking. I bet you haven't ever heard that before, because most teachers don't talk about thinking. They just tell you, write this, and do that, whatever. But you're going to practice thinking. And you know what? That happens inside. So when you're thinking, nobody else hears it. And it happens a lot naturally. We think about stuff all the time. For instance, right now, my stomach is growling and I'm thinking, what am I going to have for lunch? As soon as I'm done with class, I need to have, is there any leftover pizza in the fridge? I wonder if my husband ate that already. I wonder if it's still, so those things are happening inside your head without anybody else knowing, right? That's our thoughts that's happening inside. So when we practice that, when we exercise that part of our brain, it really helps us to be better thinkers, and it helps us to plan, and it just improves our brains. Okay, so back to this. Found, bone, home. And I know that our story is about a dog. I'm going to forget about the shadow right now. That's just in the title, but I'm going to think about the dog and found and bone and home. Now I'm going to think of a complete sentence. I need to add some words to that because it's not a complete sentence yet. So I'm going to think for a second. Okay, and I have one, and I'm going to say, one day there was a dog who found a bone and carried it home. See how I did that? I added words to make it a complete sentence. I said, one day there was a dog who found a bone and carried it home. Now there's other ways to make a sentence. Can you think of a way to make a sentence with those words? See if you can come up with, think about it. It can be the same as mine, or it can be different. Can you think of a sentence using the words dog, found, bone, and home? Okay, Ashlyn has one. Go ahead and try it.
Uh, a a dog found a bone and was carrying it home.
Good. I love it. Great sentence. A dog found a bone and was carrying it home. You got all the words in there and all the extra words to make it a complete sentence. Julio, he's still thinking. That's good. You're exercising your brain there. Can you think of a sentence using dog, found, bone, and home? Go ahead.
A dog one day found a bone and took it home.
I like it. That's good. You guys both did different sentences and they were complete. And we're talking about the same stuff. So it worked out. All right, let's try number 2. I'll start and you guys think of one too. You can have the same sentence if you want. It's okay. Or if you think of a different one. So I'll start this one. I see bridge, calm, and stream. He walked across a bridge that was over a calm stream. He walked across a bridge that was over a calm stream. There's lots of other ways to say it. Can you think of a sentence using bridge, calm, and stream? Okay, go ahead, Ashlyn.
He was walking on the bridge on top of the calm stream.
Yes, I love it. Good one. Julio, did you think of one?
He was on a bridge and saw the calm stream.
Okay, good. He was on the bridge and saw a calm stream. That works too. Good job. Very good, Julio. All right, you guys are getting it. See, already your brain is understanding and you're practicing thinking. It's working. That's good. Number 3, I see eyeballs. That was a symbol we did. And then reflection, water, and beneath. I'll start and you guys think of your own sentence or you can copy mine. I'm going to say, he looked down and saw his reflection in the water beneath. He looked down and saw his reflection in the water beneath. Okay, anybody else have one? Ashlyn.
He saw his reflection beneath. Oh wait, on the water beneath him.
Good. He saw a reflection or his reflection. Is that how you said it? Can you say it one more time?
He saw his reflection beneath. Wait, on the water beneath him.
He saw a reflection on the water beneath him. Good job. I like it. How about you, Julio? Do you have one?
His reflection in the water beneath.
Good. Excellent. Those are both excellent sentences. You're getting it. Look how much faster you are already. Look at number 4. We have another D. Remember that was for dog. Another D, another dog, bone, wanted. Another dog, bone, wanted. So let's think for a minute. Think for a minute. What's a good sentence? Okay, I got one. He thought it was another dog with a bone, and he wanted that one also. He thought it was another dog with a bone, and he wanted that one also. Okay. What do you guys think? You got one? Okay, Ashlyn.
He thought he saw another dog with a bone he wanted.
Good. Yep. It's a little bit different than mine, but it's good. It's got all the words in there. Julio, you got one? thinking. It's good. You're exercising that brain.
He thought there was another dog with a bone and he wanted it.
Good. I like it. Good job, both of you. Wow, this is good. Okay, go on to 5. We have grr. Remember that was for growled. Grr, snapped, opened, fell. Okay, so I don't want to say grr. I'm going to say growled because we want to use words for the sentence. So let me think for a minute. I got to think about it. Okay, I got one. He growled and snapped at the other dog, and when he opened his mouth, the bone fell out. Anybody else have one? Ashlyn?
He growled and snapped, and when he opened his mouth, the bone fell into the water.
Fell into the water. Good. Very good. I like it. Got one, Julio?
The dog snapped. He snapped, he growled, and when he opened his mouth, the bone fell out.
Nice. I like it. He growled and snapped. Yes, very good. So you guys are getting it. Let's look at the very last one. We're almost done. Dropped, gone, forever. I'll see if you guys can come up with one on your own here. Dropped, gone, forever. Okay, Julio, what do you think? Whoops, there you go.
It dropped into the stream and it was gone forever.
Nice, good one, Ashlyn.
He dropped it into the stream and it was gone forever.
Nice, very good. You guys, I am so impressed at you. You're getting this so fast. Okay, here's what we're going to do next. Now, I want you to hold your paper in your hands like this, okay? I don't want you to put it here because then I can't see you. So you got to hold it in your hands kind of down a little bit like this, okay? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take turns telling the whole story, only using this. So don't look at the original. Can't peek at that. Only use your outline. This is your outline that we just finished. And it's going to go like this. So you're going to look at, I'm going to model this for you. I'm going to show you how, and then you guys will take a turn. Okay. So I'm going to look at number 1 and I'm going to think, and then I'm going to look up. That's the key. You have to look at the computer, look at me, and then say the sentence. So I got to look down at the words and think, and then look up and say it. So I'm going to say, one day there was a dog who found a bone and carried it home. Now I'm going to look at number 2, bridge, calm stream. I'm going to think of a sentence. And then I'm going to look up and say the sentence. He crossed a bridge that was over a calm stream. And then I'm going to look down at number 3. I'm going to think. And then I have to look up. He saw his reflection in the water beneath. Look down at number 4. Gonna think. He thought it was another dog with another bone, and he wanted that one also. Gonna look down, number 5. I'm gonna think. As he growled and snapped at the other dog, he opened his mouth and the bone fell out. Looking at number 6, I'm gonna think and look up. His bone fell into the stream and was gone forever. So you're going to tell me the whole story just like that. Look down, think, look up. You have to look up though when you say the sentence. That's the hardest part because you got to look away from the outline. Okay. So you got to think about it and then look up to say the sentence. Okay. So who wants to go first? Julio's ready. All right. Let's do this. So hold your paper in front of you. And don't forget, the most important part is to look up when you say the sentence. So you got to think about it and then look up and say the sentence. So you can start whenever you're ready.
A dog found a bone and took it home.
Okay, good. I saw you peek a little bit. That's okay. Try to say the whole thing by looking up at me, okay? That was good. Go on to number 2.
He was on a bridge and saw the calm stream.
Okay, good. Keep going.
And he seen his reflection in the water beneath.
Good. Good. Keep going.
He thought there was another dog with another bone and he wanted it.
Nice. Good job.
He snapped, he growled, and when he opened his mouth, the bone fell out.
Nice. Very good.
It dropped into the stream and was gone forever.
Nice. Okay, this is how we clap on Zoom. Make your hands right here in the camera. There you go. Ashlyn, go like this. Yay, good job, Julio. That was perfect. I loved it. Okay, Ashlyn, you want to try it? You gotta do each sentence.
A dog found a bone on his way home. He was walking on a bridge and he saw a calm stream.
Okay, that was good. Try that one again because you had to check a couple times. See if you can remember the whole sentence and then look up and say the whole sentence.
He went on a bridge and saw a calm stream.
There you go. Good.
He saw his reflection in the water beneath him.
Good. Okay, good.
He thought he saw another dog in but the dog had a bone and he wanted that bone too.
Okay, good.
He growled and snapped. He growled and snapped, and when he opened his mouth, the bone fell.
Okay, try that again. Say the whole thing without looking. So memorize it in your head and then look up and say it.
He growled and snapped, and he opened, and the bone fell.
Good. Okay, he opened his mouth, right? And then the bone fell. Okay.
When he dropped it in the water, it was gone forever.
Nice. Okay, Julio, let's give her a clap. Woohoo! Good job. Okay, so you guys are, I mean, I'm not kidding. You're picking this up really fast, which is awesome. So now on your outline, I'm going to have you add a little something here. Under the 6, I want you to skip a line. So leave that spot blank. And then I'm going to have you put an X and a line like this, kind of long. Okay, about right there, that whole way. And then right underneath that line, I want you to put the words parent and then the word signature. Parent signature. And you might be thinking, why are we putting parent signature on here? Well, good question. And I'll tell you why. Oh, do you know, Julio? Or do you have a question?
Mine doesn't fit right there. I have the story on my paper.
Oh, you can do it again. Move down a little bit and do it again. scoot down a few, because you can put it somewhere in this blank spot, okay? Does that make sense?
No, I like put my story. Right.
Hold it up in the camera so I can see what you're talking about. Go closer. Oh, did you write it all the way out?
Huh?
You wrote the story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't have to write it. We were just talking about it, but that's okay. How about you put this on the back? You have anything on the back
The side.
or on the side? Yeah, that'll work. Over here in the side, that's okay too. Just somewhere on your paper. The reason why I have you make a spot for your parent's signature is because your homework this week is to just retell the story to your parent. So whoever does your homeschooling, whether it's your mom or your dad or grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, friend, whoever does your homeschooling, I want you to ask them, go to them after class for your homework and to say, can I tell you the story? And hopefully it's a good time for them and they'll say, yes, I want to hear the story. And then you do the same thing. You have to look down and think, but you have to look up when you say it. That's important for you to remember, okay? So when you say the sentence, you need to look at them. It's good practice. Look down, think, look up, say the sentence. And you're going to do that for the whole story. And then after you're done, you can ask them to sign it here. And that tells me when I see it that you did it. Okay. It tells me that your parent listened to you tell the story. So don't tell them, just don't go to them and say, sign my paper. You have to tell the story in order for them to sign it. Okay. So make sure you tell it to them, all the sentences, and then have them sign it. And then next week, we're going to do something else with it. So now before we go, because you guys got through this class pretty quick because there's only 2 of you. We're missing like 3 other students today. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of quick. Do you have any questions about your homework? No questions about homework? You're going to retell that story to your parent and you have those 3 pages in grammar to do. But I do have something. Oh, go ahead, Julio. Do you have something?
Do we have to tell the story to our parents?
You have to. Yes, that is part of your homework. So good question. Yes, you have to. You have to tell it to a parent. It's good practice. And the most important thing is, remember, like I said, you got to look up at them when you say the sentence. I don't want you to go to them and say, one day there was a dog who found a bone and he took it home. Don't do that. Okay. They want to see you. You got to look up at them when you tell it to them. Right. Now, I have something to tell your parents if they're home or if they're in the room, maybe they can hear me. Can you go see if your mom or your dad or whoever's at home can come on the Zoom with you, or they can be out of the camera if they don't want to be on the camera, but I need to tell them something. So go grab your parent, whoever's at home right now. They don't have to be on the camera unless they're okay with that, but hello, good morning. And I'll wait for Ashlyn to come in. I just have something to talk about for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Because I have a couple things that came up that don't normally come up, and I'm going to have to work out a plan for this class. So
Okay.
we'll wait for Ashlyn here.
That's life for us.
Yeah, I'm glad you understand. I know life is really busy right now. It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
And some things just, it's hard to plan for, but anyway, hopefully she comes back in a minute here. How are you guys doing though? You're good? Awesome.
It's okay.
Ashlyn, if your parent doesn't want to be on the camera, that's okay. They can just be in the room. It's up to them. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the next 2 weeks. Now, normally this does not happen to me, This is unusual. I will start by saying that, but I have two major events coming up that I didn't plan for. One is, and they're both great. My daughter is graduating from a welding school in Texas next Thursday, and she's top of the class. She graduated top welder, and it's pretty exciting. And I want to be there for her because it's a big day for her. And so I'm going to fly to Texas and see her graduate. And it happens to be next Thursday during our class. And then this is even crazier because the next week after that, I have been invited to Washington, D.C. I still can't believe this. And I don't know if you guys know my story or my background, but I'll share it with you on an email. But I actually ran for the trustee, the school board, or actually the Kern County Board of Education in 2022, and I won the election. So I'm sitting on the board for Kern County Board of Education, and I have a story about how I got there. But they heard about me in Washington, and it's this big event, and even President Trump's going to be there. I'm just like, my brain is blowing up over this. I can't believe they invited me, and they invited me to speak at this event in Washington, D.C. So I'm going to go. It's one of those things like, I got to go. I mean, it's like once in a lifetime opportunity. So it's on Thursday, the next Thursday. So this doesn't ever happen to me, but I have two big things in a row. So here's the plan for this class. I have an option for you. You can either join in on Tuesday at 11, or I'm sorry, let me back up. That was a different class. Wednesday at 10:15. By the way, I'll email you all of this so you know what the plan is. Wednesdays at 10:15, we have the same level class. If you're not busy on Wednesdays, the next two Wednesdays at 10:15, you can join another class because I'm not leaving for my trip until late that night on Wednesday. So I'll still be able to teach on those days. Wednesday at 10:15, or I will record a class and you can watch the recording. And then the kids won't get behind. Okay, they can keep up on their work until I get back. So that's the plan for, and I'm sorry because I don't like to miss, but I'm going to be gone the next 2 weeks. So you can either watch a recording or join Wednesdays at 10:15. You guys have any questions about that? No? The kids are like, no, they know to shake their head. They don't have a question. By the way,
Appreciate it very much.
oh, you're welcome.
Are arranging for them to still get their work in. So that's nice.
Absolutely. Yes. I don't want them to get behind and we can keep going. By the way, I don't know if you listened in on the lesson today, but both Julio and Ashlyn did amazing today. And it's a small class. I don't know where everybody else is today, but super proud of them. They picked it up quick. So they're going to do great in this class. So we'll keep plugging along. And you can join on Wednesday or watch the recording, but I'll make sure to keep you guys posted. Julio,
He's excited. He did not want to do grammar at all. He's all grammar. I don't like grammar.
he's actually hugging his book right now. This is crazy. I love it. I told him earlier, I'm like, you're making my day. He said, this is fun. Cool. That's what I want. All right, you guys. So that was it. I just want to make sure to explain that to you. And that'll be the plan for the next couple of weeks. And I'll keep you posted. I'll email you the options and then make sure we're communicating before I come back. And then we'll get back on track. So,
Okay.
awesome. Thanks, you guys. So that's it for today. You're free to go. We're a little early because they just clicked along and we got it done. So good job, you guys.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye, you guys. Bye, Ashlyn.
And
See you
have fun
next time.
these next 2 weeks.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. I'll tell you all about it when I get back. Hopefully I get a picture with Trump. That'd be cool.
Have a nice day.
Okay, you guys too. Bye. Bye, Ashlyn.